This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Vito, what up, though?
Nothing much.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, hit the sub button, like button. Make sure you hit the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Please, if you're on a cell phone, hit the new hype button. And everybody make sure you share this so, all your family and friends can be involved. Vito, I wanted to start it off talking about the NBA. I've been watching a lot of games lately, mostly the younger guys. Now, we've had the conversation about basketball going back to intense basketball, intense defense. I'm watching some of these games, Vito. I'm seeing these young kids like Cade Cunningham, Victor Wembanyama, they're all playing defense. But it seems like the way the rules were changed in the early 2000s is inhibiting these guys from playing defense without being in foul trouble. So I want to ask everybody, does the NBA need to make rule changes in order for us to see some defense being played in the NBA? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
I'm going to say yeah, and I feel like they need to take it back, like bring back hand checking.
Okay.
Maybe experiment with the illegal defense thing again.
Okay.
So just start there.
So what, take the zone away?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily have to take it away, but just try something different.
Right. All right, here's my thing. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, when the rule changes first happened, we had some guys that was in the league that was nice that didn't want to play defense anyway, so it kind of benefited them. Now we got these newer young pups. They want to play defense. They want to guard the best player on the opposite side. But it's hard to do that when you get in these ticky-tack fouls. I want to ask you a question, Vito. I want to ask everybody a question. What's the last rivalry in the NBA, like between two star players? Do we have one? Is it Steph LeBron, Steph KD? Is it one period?
Gotta be Steph LeBron.
Just because they've matched up so many times in the finals?
Yeah, gotta be.
See, my thing is back in the 90s and early 2000s when we watched basketball, rivalries was built off star players guarding each other and trying to lock each other down. Again, I think when the rules got changed, it benefited more of the players back then because a lot of them wasn't playing defense. But now it's going to harm the league. Like, I want to go into a third quarter, fourth quarter, watching Anthony Edwards and Cade or Shea guard each other the whole game. I don't want to watch it where Cade or Shea has 4 fouls in the third quarter so he can't guard Cade or Ant can't guard Cade because he's in foul trouble. I think that the rule changes has really killed like the actual rivalries. Like, because people can't get out and like Ant Edwards can't say I locked a brother down.
It's kind of hard to have a rivalry now because players change teams too much.
That too. But I mean, it was still, as long as they don't jump on the same team, they still going to be a rival if they going at it. If you getting 30 from this one, 32 from this one every time they play each other.
I mean, I like what I see from the Spurs and OKC lately. They like that might can turn into something.
Into a right, yeah, as far as teams, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that kind of carries on from Chet and Wembanyama the earlier days when they've been playing in what was it, the 18U and all of that. Like, so, they got a little history playing each other. But I do think Adam Silver, he needs to go out. They need to get rid of Adam Silver.
Yo, have you seen the stat on the Spurs young guard? Was it Castle?
No, what was it?
That all the top guards he's been checking don't be getting their numbers.
Yeah, but he's one of the guys that I was thinking about because we didn't mention him on last episode, but he's a premier defender and he has potential to be a superstar in the league. I think he is on his way to superstar status, but he one of them guys that this rule will, like the way the rules is now, will affect. Like, I'm not saying go back to slamming people and hard fouls where you trying to hurt somebody. But I'm saying, like, them little ticky-tack fouls, they got to take them out the game. Like, you know what I mean? If it's not stopping you from doing something, literally, like a little bump, like, we play like that all the time in the playground. And I know there's not a lot of playground play no more. That might have something to do with it. But I think it also stops the superstars. Like, a lot of the problems with the superstars is they shoot a shot, they think they get fouled, they instantly stop and they start crying to the ref. They don't finish the play out. Dudes might be running the other way, 3-on-1 break, they sitting there crying. I think stuff like that has hurt the game, but when you calling ticky-tack fouls, as a player playing in that league, you're going to expect to get every ticky-tack foul. That's why I think they need to do something about it. But speaking of Castle, Vito, Wembanyama, and all the younger guys, we just had Tatum and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, we had Jay Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We had Tatum, we had Brown. We've had some blooming duos in the league. Barring injury, who do you think has a chance to be the next top duo in the NBA? Keep it a C note.
Now, are you talking about young?
Young guys. The young guys. Everything I'm talking about these days is the younger guys.
All right. I like Dyson Daniels and what's the forward from Atlanta?
Johnson?
Yeah, I like them.
You like that duo? Shout out to that. I'm going to go. Now, why you like them, though?
Because they both can get buckets and they both play a little bit of defense.
Okay, shout out to that. I'm going to go to the two guys we just mentioned, Castle and Wembanyama. I think barring any injuries, these two guys, they going to have Sandan in the mix and they going to be a top duo. Castle, he affects the game just like you saying, just by playing defense. But he could get a bucket. And he only going to get better with his jump shot. Wembanyama, as he plays more, he's going to get better. Eventually, he'll start using his height to his advantage more. So I just think they got a chance. And right behind them, pause, I'm going to put Cade and Jalen Durham because I believe that those two guys have a chance.
I like them, but Durham is a big-ass robot, man. And he all right around the basket, but he can't really get his shot. Jalen Johnson, he one of the top defenders.
Yeah, no. I mean, Durham the top defender, too. I get what you're saying. The only reason why I say them two is for some reason, the defense collapses on Cade, and it seemed like Durham, no matter if he might have 28 the game, and he just stay open.
Because he's strong as a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's strong. He got that old school kind of game. Like, he ain't really going out shooting jumpers and all that. He going to stay in his lane. But I do get what you say as a robot. Sometimes it feel like sometimes he got to gather and do all that extra stuff.
You know who could be a good 1-2 punch if they get a half-ass big man?
Who that?
Even though they're not young. Trae Young and Jordan Poole.
I gotta see Jordan Poole actually.
Nah, but see, remember when Jordan Poole was with the Warriors, he could just run and gun.
Right.
When he came over to the Wizards, he couldn't really do that because they was more focused on him. Now he got somebody like Trae, so he can play off the ball. He might be able to get back to himself.
Wait, is Poole still over there? Ain't Poole in New Orleans?
He left?
Yeah, I think Poole might be in New Orleans if I'm not mistaken. We can check on that. Yeah, we could definitely check on that. But since we talking NBA, Vito, and I've talked Cade Cunningham a lot the last couple of episodes, Vito, I think we need to do a current top 10 point guard list. But I don't want to include all the older guys. So let's go 30 and under. Who is the top 10 point guards in the league right now? Keep it a C note.
Yeah, Poole is in New Orleans.
He is in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
fuck my whole thing up. Well, go ahead. Now, who we on?
Top 10 point guards.
All right. At 10, I'm going to go Fox.
De'Aaron, okay.
Yeah, because Fox, he can shoot from the three a little bit. He can get busy in the mid-range. He can still get to the basket. And he still got his speed.
Right.
But I didn't even realize that recently that motherfucker was still under 30.
Yeah. Fox, young boy. Ain't he younger than a lot of these cats that's still out there?
At 9, I'm going to go Ball.
Okay.
He's still up and coming. His game is ugly to me, but He get it done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Maxey
At 8?
at 8. Yeah, I mean Maxey get busy, but he go missing sometimes.
Okay.
At 7, I'm gonna go Ja. For the same reason I said Maxey, he get busy, but he go missing a lot.
Okay.
I still take him over Maxey. Then I'm gonna go Trey.
Okay.
Trey still get numbers, but for some reason I feel like he just disrespected way too much.
Yeah, he is. I shout out to that.
Then I'm gonna go Murray.
Okay.
Murray just get busy. He lacking a little bit of defense, but I feel like he more consistent and you can count on him, especially in the playoffs. He might fall off a game or two, but he still can get it done.
Right.
And I'm gonna go Luka.
Okay.
For all the obvious reasons.
Right.
But he needs to start passing the ball more. And I don't mean that James Harden dribble, and then pass and so you get
Right.
I mean within the Florida offense. At 3, I'm going to go Cade. Because I feel like Cade's that guy, but I think he still need another year.
Facts.
2, I'm going to go Shea.
Okay. I see where this is going.
You already know where my bias is leading me. At number 1, I'm going to go Brunson.
Okay. And why are you going Brunson for the record, besides for you being biased?
All right, I'm going to get a couple reasons. For 1, I'm biased. He played for my team. For 2, he light skinned. For 3, he my size.
All biased.
All
I'm
biased.
like, come on, man.
And no, the real reason is I just like his style of play. He get busy. He plays smart. He not real fast. He not real athletic. He just know how to get his shots.
Yeah, shout out to Jalen Brunson. He definitely be getting busy. What you think about Vito's top 10 point guards, people? Should we call him a Uber? Keep it a C note. My top 10, for the record, Vito, I see you still got Ja. I'm no longer a Ja Morant believer. He is not in my top 10. At 10, I'm going to go LaMelo Ball. I think he's getting better by the year. Like I keep saying, he's starting to take less bad shots, so he's getting better. Number 9, I gotta go Tyrese Halliburton. And like my reason for going Halliburton is without Halliburton, Indiana was nothing. He came over there, he gave them a push. He's hurt again, they're nothing. I mean, they missing a whole team, but as ugly as his jumper is and the stuff where he can't score on the left side of the basket, that boy sure does make everybody play better. I don't know what it is, but it seems like his team plays better when he's on the court. So I'm gonna put him at 9. Vito, I felt how you felt about Trae Young, but I still got Trae at 8. Mm-hmm. Tyrese Maxey, I got him at 7. Tyrese Maxey is probably out of all these guys, he's probably top 5 for sure in scoring. Like if we just need a scoring point guard, but I just think he doesn't have he has stumbled on 7, 8, 9 assists, but he doesn't have the passer mentality enough to me. Sometimes it look like what you said basically with Luka. He'll just pass the ball like on a bailout joint. You know what I mean? So I got him at 7. Sixers fans, I'm sorry. At 6, I'm going De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox, he got better. He knows how to use his speed when need be. He can shoot the ball. He can shoot the mid-range. He can play defense when he wants. I think right now it looked like a good spot when he first got traded to San Fran, but I just think they got so many guards. It's like a little congested over there. Yeah. But I think De'Aaron Fox is still a ball. At 5, I'm going Jamal Murray for all the things you said, Vito. And again, I will continue to say it. I don't think too many point guards, wing players, period, could do what Murray do and affect the game the way he did if he got to come off handoff passes from Jokic all day. That's just how I feel. He
got one of the smoothest games out there.
Yeah. At 4, I'm going to go Luka. What you said, the defensive thing. He don't play a lick of defense, but he's probably the best rebounding guard out of all these guys. He'll pass the ball, and mostly alley-oops, but he'll pass the ball, and he get busy. At 3, I'm going Jalen Brunson. Shout out to the light-skinned guy. He's also like my height, too. So, Vito, you know, I'm repping with him. I just ain't got him at 1. Number 2, he's been my number 1 for like the last 3 years. I'm going to put Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at number 2. At 1, I'm going to go Cade Cunningham. I think right now, Cade Cunningham, like, the NBA, like, he has no ceiling. Whatever he's willing to do, however better he gets, is only how it'll dictate whether he's the best player in the league or if he's just one of the best players. But I think right now he's showing potential to be the best player in the league. But that's my top 10 point guards.
You can tell the game slowed down for him too.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
When they played us, he would get any shot he wanted, and you could tell that he was going to his spot. I feel like he could have took every shot the whole game and scored every time.
Yeah.
That's how easy it looked for him.
Yeah, and he just gotta, now to me, he just gotta just master his jump shot. He's starting to get his little spots like in the mid range. Mm-hmm. Like even at once, he got a spot like on the baseline where if he catch it with his back turned, it don't matter who on him. All he can do, if he just fade and shoot like his milk every time. But I think the rest of the spots in the mid range and then work on his three a little bit more. But what make him dangerous to me is like another thing. He got sneaky bunnies. Mm-hmm. So like sometimes you'll be thinking that you about to run him down and block it, and he'll just turn that joint over.
He kind of remind me of Brandon Roy.
Yeah, I know you said that before. I started seeing the Brandon Roy comparison because he does a lot from the mid-range. He plays well off his jab step like Brandon Roy used to do. And it seems effortless. Mm-hmm. I heard the announcer saying it is because he's 6'6", like he sees over guards. I don't know if it's that, but it just seems like he can get wherever he want and get off whatever shot he want. It's just all about now perfecting the shot to me. Shout out to everybody that tuned into the last episode. There's a lot of controversy on the last episode. I had a lot of the older NFL fans get at me about the Dan Marino thing.
As they should.
Here's my thing. Like, first of all, me and Vito talked about Dan Marino thing with the Bleacher Report off camera. It was a topic that we said, hey, listen, if we get some time at the end of the show, we'll mention it. So that's why before I gave my analysis, I told Vito, don't ask me for 10 right then and there because I wasn't prepared for it. I was just saying that off what I'm seeing with a lot of these people, these players, is like they're not getting a chance to get moved up the list because Dan Marino is
Pat on the list.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, I wouldn't even put Pat top 10 yet.
I'm saying, but he on the list.
Right. But I mean,
I don't know. I would like to look.
They to me, it seems like they just moving people out the way. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, Dan Marino, pure talent. Yes, he probably is the best quarterback ever. But I think 16 seasons, we giving him credit for basically 1 year. And I've heard everybody that said that he was doing that in a Russian league. A lot of people not going to mention that Dan Marino played 13 years, his first 13 seasons as a starter, like as a primary starter. The Joker, or his first 12, 13 years, he never had a 1,000-yard back. Nobody came close. The first time Miami had a 1,000-yard back was the year Dan Marino missed 3 games in that 16-year span. The year he retired, the very next year, a dude had 1,100 yards. So I get what you're saying about we were in a running league, but he didn't have running backs. He had to air the ball out. I mean, and listen, a lot of them dudes don't get talked about, but if you played Tecmo Bowl or you from that era, everybody know the Mark brothers, Clayton and Duper. Mm-hmm. Everybody know them. They wasn't no slouches. Duper was a bull. Mm-hmm. So we not going to act that he like he didn't have nobody. So I just wanted to say those things because most people are continuing to say, oh, he did that in the era with running backs and all that. I don't think me respectfully, and I'm not saying that he couldn't have did it because of skill-wise. Skill-wise, he was amazing. But if he had a Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, he would have never threw for 5,000 yards. He had to throw for that. He didn't have no running backs. That's my perspective when everybody is mentioning the running back thing. But if I'm gonna give you 10 people, I'm gonna put Ben Roethlisberger past.
No way.
Listen. Ben played 17 years too, right? Ben threw for 5,000 yards in a season, just like Dan Marino. Ben threw for over 60,000 yards, just like Dan Marino. And he has wins. He has probably, I didn't even look it up, but he probably has even more game-winning drives. I know it's a lot of hate towards Ben Roethlisberger, but Ben Roethlisberger deserves to be top 10. Now, skill-wise, no, he's not. But if a top 10 quarterback list is not going to be just based off of skill. It's going to be based off of everything. And to me, if we basing it off of everything, I'm putting Ben Roethlisberger at 10. I'm putting him over Dan Marino. At 9, I'm going to, and Vito, I might get some flack. I pushed him back on my quarterback list. He was real high on my quarterback list all time. But I'm pushing Steve Young back to 9. And that's just me respectfully. Steve Young got busy. He did a lot of stuff. He won MVPs, won the Super Bowl and all that. But I'm going to push him back to 9. 8, I'm going to Aaron Rodgers. You know, I don't even really want Aaron Rodgers in my top 10, but I'm like, I can't take Marino and Aaron Rodgers out. Vito would never let that slide. You know, he got the MVPs. He won the Super Bowl. I feel as though he chokes a lot in the playoffs, doesn't show up, but he's still done enough to be a top 10 quarterback. Number 7, I'm going Drew Brees. Drew Brees got busy, put that pill in the air. He's up there in yardage and all that. He has a ring. 6, come on, man. No disrespect. We ain't going to keep disrespecting the kid Matthew. I had to go back and look at everything, bro. 2011, Matthew. Time out. 2011, Matthew threw for 5,000 yards, right? He threw for with Detroit. The first thing I ask people is in 2011, besides Megatron, besides whoever else you can name 4 people that played on the Lions, and you can't use Megatron.
You can't name 4 people who played on my team in 2011.
Well,
right off the top,
I know Crabtree and them.
I mean, but
if we go through the roster, it's gonna be hard for you to say that you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I forgot. They not impact players. So let's say, Matthew Stafford got way more game-winning drives than him. He threw for 5 stacks. He's now an MVP. He's also now got a Super Bowl ring. I mean, come on, man. He got 16 years, and he's done enough to pass Dan Marino. Number 5, I'm going Brett Favre. Brett
Favre is not better than Steve Young.
I'm going Brett, bro. I'm just talking career-wise in the NFL. Like, you know, Steve Young got how many rings? Like 3, right? Mm-hmm. He got 3, but
he played for 1.
Yeah, I know. He only played for 1, so that's why I'm kind of just going to push him back a little bit. I know Brett Favre only got 1 before you said Vito, but I'm still pushing Young back. 4, I'm going Elway. John Elway, to me, is like, out of all the quarterbacks from the 80s and 90s, he's the one that always get overlooked. He's the one that's the most underrated to me out of all these guys. People would Marino, they gonna mention everybody before they mention John Elway, and John Elway was bull. Number 3, I'm going Peyton Manning, Mr. Omaha himself. I think Peyton Manning could easily make an argument for top 2, even the top greatest quarterback of all time. Now, number 2 might be where it gets a little funky. A lot of people gonna say, wait, Brown, how can you do that? I got Tom Brady at 2. I know he got the most rings and all that, but I'm still going to put him at 2. 1, I'm going Joe Montana. And another thing I didn't mention, I'll say with Joe and first with Joe. When you look at Jerry Rice had 2 crazy careers. A lot of people can't pass his first career. That most of it was with Joe Montana, so you got to give him credit for that. Matthew Stafford, another thing that I didn't mention this time that you know I've mentioned plenty other times. Besides all them other accolades that I say he has over Dan Marino, when you look at the total yards in the season for a receiver, the first 2 people you're going to see is Megatron, Cooper Kupp. They're both products of Matthew Stafford. There's no way that you got Cooper Kupp. I mean, not Cooper Kupp. There's no way somebody has Megatron top 10 in the NFL when you don't have Matthew Stafford top 10 quarterback. That just doesn't make sense to me.
All right. That 2011 team, they had some alright players, and they had RD, and they made the playoffs.
Yeah, they made the playoffs. I know that.
And they had some good defensive players too.
Well, who they had?
They got Cliff Averill.
Yeah,
Sue.
Yeah, I know Sue. That's why I said I didn't want nobody named Sue.
They had what's in it, Houston, and on offense they had Nate Burleson. Nate Burleson was just alright.
He was alright.
Pettigrew was nice.
Pettigrew was alright. He made Pettigrew too.
Javid Best was a nice little fast running back. Yeah, they weren't special, but they was alright. But this is my thing: how you can't put him in the top 10.
Why?
Or Big Ben.
Why?
Because neither one of them were ever considered the best. I wouldn't even say in the era at a point. They were never considered the best one season of the career. How the fuck can you put them in the top 10?
Well, then I think we can say that for Drew Brees too. I don't think Drew Brees was ever considered the best in the NFL.
Yeah, he was.
And then here's another thing, right? Because you said
Drew
it last.
It's
Drew
probably
Brees,
less than 10 quarterbacks who threw for 5,000 yards. Drew Brees did it like 4 or 5
yeah,
times.
but what I'm saying is Drew Brees played most of his career, if not all of his career, right, with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in the league. And nobody ever said Brees was better than either one of those guys ever in his career.
I did.
You one in a million.
That's what
So, I don't think that thing could hold fat. Secondly, I heard you, not only did you say it on last episode, Vito, I heard multiple people say it that this is a passing league, this ain't the same league. 5 stacks is 5 stacks, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? That's one thing. Secondly, who's your greatest quarterback of all time? Is it Tom?
No. Steve Young.
Okay, Steve Young, your GOAT. Okay, so, but you got Tom up there, top 2, top 3, top 5?
No, hold on. I would go Steve, Joe. I'm going to go Breeze, Peyton, then Tom.
Okay, so you got Breeze over Peyton.
I like Breeze over Peyton and Tom.
Okay, here's my thing.
I feel like he did more with less.
For all the people that's saying Dan Marino did that in that league and this league don't compare and all that, there's no way you can have Tom Brady as your GOAT then. Because Tom Brady from 2015 till he retired, the years y'all said the league was happy, it wasn't the same league, Tom Brady dominated and won 4 of his rings in that league. So how we going to give him credit for having 7 and saying he's the GOAT when he won more than half of his rings in the same era that you're not going to do like Matthew, not you, Vito, I'm talking about the whole. You're not going to do like Matthew Stafford. You're not going to Ben Roethlisberger. You even not going to Patrick Mahomes in this era. But Brady won most of his championships in this same exact era. You cannot make the argument for Dan Marino playing in a tougher era and then still call Tom Brady your GOAT. That's just a contradiction. Am I wrong?
Oh, why not?
Because you're basically, everybody is saying 5. Like I had this conversation with other homies. Like, oh yeah, 5,000. Stafford and them threw for 5,000, but it was in this era. It's a pass happy era. The defense ain't the same. You can't hit the quarterback, mind you. A lot of these rules against the quarterback started from your GOAT, Tom Brady. You can't hit a quarterback. You can't fall on him. You can't do nothing because of Tom Brady. But yeah, y'all going to put him as the GOAT, but still try to make the argument for Dan Marino. You can't have it both ways. Now, if you're going to accept Tom Brady's wins and say he got 7, he's the GOAT, you got to respect Roethlisberger throwing for 5 bands in this era. You got to respect Stafford throwing for 5 bands, even though he did it in 2011 where it was still real. You got to respect all of that. Even a dude like Mahomes, not in my top 10, but you got to respect everything that he's done if you're going to give Brady the GOAT status. That's just how I feel about it.
You can't put Ben or Matt
Why not?
over Mahomes either. Not in my opinion.
I can. He's got more. Them dudes had more times, and yeah, Mahomes got more rings than Matt.
I ain't talking about rings.
But listen, Ben Roethlisberger is underrated, bro. I'm like nobody would ever have thought the way Ben Roethlisberger played. Nobody would ever say he'll throw for 5,000 yards. Like in any era. Like, the boy got the yards, he got everything, bro. He is a top 10 quarterback.
No,
like, we got, now, if we just go in skill, you right. He's not a top 10 quarterback, bro. But anything else, the game-winning drives, the Super Bowl rings, like all the intangibles, the yards, he got it all. Matthew Stafford, too. The only reason I have not put Pat Mahomes up there is because when Pat Mahomes went and won his second Super Bowl, I said it right then and there. I said, he's benefiting off the league just totally being horrible. And where it was 5-10 years ago, the NFL, to where it is now is completely night and day. He's more the 2020s, and it's been a whole movie, the 2020s, to me.
Them years that Ben and Matt threw for 5,000, they had 100 more attempts than Marino. Could you imagine Marino threw that ball 100 more times?
I understand that, but what I'm saying is most people, even the BR people that wrote the article, most people still have Dan Marino in their top 10, not just because of skill, but because he's the first player ever to throw for 5,000 yards. It took over 20-something years for somebody else to do it. I get it if we gave him credit for all that time. But we way past that. That was in, 83? Come on, bro. We 40-something years past that. It's time to move on from...
So it matters how long ago it was.
No, but what I'm saying, if that's the only two accolades, and people have passed him in numbers, got rings, got MVPs, got more game-winning drives, got everything else more than him, we cannot continue to hold him...
But you can't go off of more than because especially as the league changes in a certain direction, so it might make it easier for somebody to do something. Like think about, like for example, the NBA guys. You might have a guy pass somebody like AI because it's more of a shooting league,
right?
As far as scoring, look how many guys are in front of AI scoring. That don't mean they're better scorers than him.
No, that don't mean that. But what I'm saying is, if we're going to have the same theory all the way around the board, and we're going to give Dan Marino extra credit for being the first person in the NFL to throw for 5,000 yards, then there's no way Wilt Chamberlain ain't your greatest player of all time, because nobody has eclipsed 100. There's no way nobody is better than Kobe Bryant. Nobody has eclipsed, the 81 that he put up?
But ain't nobody saying Dan Marino the best because he threw for 5,000 yards.
But that's how I started to if you go to the Bleacher Report, they're going to mention the arm talent, which we all do. And I get it. Arm talent should keep him top 20, but not top 10. The next thing they're going to say is he threw for 5,000 yards, first player to throw for 5,000 yards. It took over 20. This is the stuff that they're keeping him in the top 10 for. Now, again, arm talent-wise, yes, he deserves to beat it, but too many quarterbacks have done stuff since those last 40 years where 40-something years he threw for all them yards. Too many quarterbacks have done stuff to say they can't jump Dan Marino. That's crazy.
Because, like I said, a lot of shit plays in the fact of that. Like, you could be on a team with a great offensive line where you got all day to throw. You could be on a team with great receivers, great after the catch.
Right.
It all depends.
Right. Well, we can all agree that Matthew, if we just talking Matthew out of the list, he had a great nothing but Megatron.
He had to have something to be able to get enough time to keep throwing that shit to Megatron.
Bro, he had nothing but Megatron. He had a great nothing.
What is Megatron's best route?
You say the go route.
All right. So that means it was a whole lot of drop back and throw that shit up in the air.
Okay, it was a totally different ball game with Cooper Kupp.
And you beat me to it. And what was his favorite route? In the slot, short, slant, catch, yards after the catch. Now, I'm not knocking that because that's just how it is. But let's not act like he out there picking dudes apart.
That's all that shows you, Vito. He can beat you either way. If I got the guy that can go deep every time, go route, I'm going to get it there. If I got the guy that's going to go short, I'm going to get it there, bro. That's what makes him like... Come on, I know it's
all this is a way for you to put your man in the top 10.
No, because I'm going to be honest with you, right? After I did the list, right? If I take Matthew out the list, 11 would be Mahomes for me. Marino still wouldn't make it into my top 10.
So if you're taking Matt out and you're replacing him with who?
If I take Matt out, then I would put at 10. I would put what you call it? No, I would put Mahomes. I'm putting Roethlisberger over Mahomes right now, bro. Like,
listen, this is my thing. When you evaluate talent, like if we could pull up to a basketball game or a football game right now, not know nobody's stats, not even look at the score,
right,
and just watch the game. In the first 10, 15 minutes of the game, you know who the best player is on that field.
Yeah, but it also depends on, are we playing flag football or are we playing tackle?
Any game, any
if
sport.
we playing tackle, I'm definitely taking Ben over Matt Mahomes.
Ben was never not Ben. Ben was the best player on his team a couple years. Matt wasn't never the best player on his team till he got older and he played with y'all.
What do you mean?
He wasn't the best player on Detroit.
Who was the best player? Megatron retired. He was still over there.
Megatron was the best. But I'm talking about when you got another dog on the team.
He made Megatron.
If that's the case, you just said that Marino had guys, Duper and all that. Yeah. So that means he made them. So any quarterback makes any receiver. Basically what you're saying.
No, bro, not any. You say Megatron only run one route, right?
He was the best player on that team, though.
He only one run.
What that mean? He was successful in that one round. I feel like
why was he successful in it? Because the quarterback got it to him.
I feel like Randy Moss only ran one route, and he played with multiple quarterbacks.
Okay,
he was successful on that one route.
We can't say that about Megatron. We can say Randy Moss is great because he did it with multiple quarterbacks. We can say nobody made Randy Moss because he did it with multiple quarterbacks. We can say that about Jerry Rice. Listen,
if your argument is the quarterback made him, who's to say each quarterback Moss played with wasn't just good at throwing a deep ball?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if Moss is doing it with just one quarterback, if he's just doing it with Cunningham or
Culpepper.
Yeah, Culpepper, or what was the white boy name that played for them? Was it Johnson?
Brad Johnson?
Yeah, was he there when Randy Moss was there?
I don't remember.
But if it's one of them, if it's Culpepper just getting busy, then you say, all right, that's Culpepper. But then if Randy go to another team, oh, he's still the man. He go to another team, that's Randy. You can say that about Jerry. Jerry had 2 careers with multiple quarterbacks, right? We can't really say that about Megatron. He only had when we only seen him play.
That don't mean shit.
What are you talking about?
You can't say that about a player who only played on one team with one quarterback.
No, with we can't say he was the best. You didn't never seen him without Matthew.
That don't mean shit.
Justin. Look at Justin Jefferson.
His best route is the fly route. And he's successfully getting that shit done. No matter what defense you play, no matter who you put on him, no how many people you put on him, he's still getting it done. Retired early and still considered the top 5 receiver.
Yes, but
that's him.
In order to be triple teamed, double teamed, and get them catches, the quarterback still has to put the ball there.
You have to put it. All you got to do is put it in the area, and I'm gonna go get it.
I'll give you a perfect example. This year, I've heard people say for the last couple of years that Jettas was the best wide receiver this year. I've heard so many people this year like flip the script. Oh, Jettas, I thought he could get busy with anybody. He struggled to get a stack this year. So dudes' perceptions change on a player depending on how they look with a quarterback, bro. But I've seen me personally, I've seen Jettas get busy enough with multiple duds to say, nah, this is just a down year. People can have a down year. Again, I'm not saying Megatron ain't top 5. I'm not even saying that he wasn't the best player. But what I'm saying is we don't know what he is without Matthew Stafford because we only seen him with Matthew Stafford.
We know what he is as a player, though.
I understand. But yeah, that's my top 10. Y'all want to call me an Uber. And like I said, I would have had Mahomes at 11. And then we start getting into the conversation of, is Phillip Rivers and those type guys better than Dan Marino? I won't give you that answer right now. We can come back another time and discuss that. But before we get out of here, Vito, we've been talking hip-hop a lot. we've done a couple Mount Rushmore lists, but I wanted to do something different. I think that we had the conversation where we should go by eras of who the GOATs is. So I wanted to start in the 80s with hip hop and do the Mount Rushmore list for the 80s of hip hop. Keep it a C, know who's in your Mount Rushmore.
Now, see, this is my question. If we're doing a Mount Rushmore, are we doing like impact or we doing favorites?
You whatever. If it's your favorites, just let me know. I'm going more so off impact and stuff like that.
I'm gonna do a little both. If I'm going off of impact, I'm gonna do Run DMC.
Okay.
I'm gonna do LL.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Rakim.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do NWA.
Okay.
But if I'm doing favorites, I'm taking Run DMC off, and I'm putting in Cool G Rap.
Okay.
And the rest of it stay the same.
Okay. I like that list because, to be honest with you, I thought about putting Run DMC on there, but I'm like, they a group, but they were trendsetters, so they might be, to me, on a Mount Rushmore by themselves. Because I'm like, maybe we can do a Mount Rushmore groups, but I'm like, ain't nobody really in the 80s hold up to them. Like, them boys is... So I think maybe Run DMC might be on a Mount Rushmore they on. Now, my list was a little different, but it's crazy how I broke it down almost like you broke it down, so it's crazy. Like, I'm going to put KRS-One up there. I think he influenced a lot, even with, like, just the battle culture in hip-hop and dissing people. Then I'm going to go Rakim because I believe Rakim took the smoothness and brung it to hip-hop. Like, when everybody was yelling on a mic, he made dudes smooth it down. He even didn't do no cursing or none of that. So I think a lot of the guys that came through in the 90s was influenced by Rakim. And I also say G-Rap is on my Mount Rushmore. I think G-Rap, we already know Philly started the gangster rap, but I think he was a big part of when gangster rap like took off in New York. And then he kind of like branched off and did like the mafia music, which everybody in the 90s kind of took from his wave. So I just think that impact, like as far as record sales and all that, he probably didn't sell as much as them other guys, but his DNA is all in the 90s. Pause. Lastly, Vito, because of you, because we did that topic last week and we was talking about LL, and then I started doing some researching. My fourth person on the Mount Rushmore is almost similar to you. You said NWA. I'm saying Eazy-E. And I know Eazy-E wasn't a rapper. Like, I know people had Dre, Cube was writing for him. But let's look at it like this. As far as impact, he put NWA together. He did all of that. He's the first rapper. Like, I thought it was LL. I said it. He's the first solo artist to go platinum. I didn't even know that. Wasn't a rapper. Put the group together. Stuff didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. He had to become a rapper. He actually broke NWA. They call him like the godfather gangster rap of the West Coast. Dre, Cube, everybody that comes from them comes from Easy because he started all that. His impact was way big. I don't know smaller labels and all that, but he had to be the first main record label on the West Coast that was independent. I mean, I know it probably was other independent labels, but I know Ruthless probably had to be the biggest at the time or got to be the biggest. A lot of people don't give Eazy credit, and even if you go to the 90s, what he was starting to do, you don't like their music too much, but we can front. Bone Thugs sold records. That was his group, Bone Thugs and Harmony. So he was on a wave to go 90s. I've seen interviews where they say he was trying to sign Tupac, he was trying to sign Biggie. So I just think that his mindset and the way that he did things, that sprung Death Row, that sprung Eminem, like whoever is your favorites, Kendrick, anybody that's connected to Dre or Cube, none of that happens without Eazy-E. So I put Eazy-E on my Mount Rushmore. But keep it a C-note, people. If we talking 80s hip-hop, who's on your Mount Rushmore? Let us know in the comments. Before we get out of here, Vito, Floyd Money Mayweather is back We didn't mention it on last episode. He's about to fight Pacquiao in September. It's a lot of rumors about Floyd, man. Why do you think Floyd is coming back to fight Manny Pacquiao? Keep it a C-note.
Maybe them PP loans ain't hitting no more.
What you mean?
I mean, maybe that money funny. Like, who said that? Ross? That Mayweather money looking funny in the light?
Hey, listen.
Might be the case.
And 50 been saying his money was funny for a while. Listen, I don't know what's up.
How though? Like, how he made all that money. How was his money funny?
Well, you see, he's suing Showtime saying that they owe him like 300 and something mil, right?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's saying they burnt him out of like 300 and something mil, so he got a case against them. I don't know, bro, but probably if you got that type of money, spending ain't a thing. But I see he got debts everywhere, and what they say he been like out the game for 10 years. They come back at 49, pushing 50. Risking your 50-0 record, that just tells me like it ain't for the love of boxing.
Yo, it said he made $1.2 billion in his career.
1.2 billion. He should be up. He should be up. But I see a lot of articles where he owed money for chains. He owed money for this. He owed money for rent. Like, so I don't know if it's true or not, man.
I hope it ain't.
I hope it ain't either, man.
And if you coming back for a money fight, you should be fighting the biggest money fighter, which is Jake Paul at this point, not Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And you can fuck around going there and get hurt fucking with Pacquiao old ass.
Yeah. I mean, do you care about the fight though, Vito? 2 senior citizens about the fight?
No, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. Now, is he still the gatekeeper? He said it don't matter how old he is and who he fight. He's still the biggest draw in boxing.
He is.
You believe that?
I don't think none of the real, outside of Paul, I don't think none of them other fighters can generate a bigger money fight than him.
How about Saul? You don't think he can get a big fight with Saul?
Oh, he can. But I don't think, like, stand alone as the headliner.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think nobody can get a bigger money fight than him.
Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I mean, that could be a fight, too. Him and Canelo. Yeah.
Bro, I think that boy trying to get some money. I don't think he...
Oh, yeah. He's trying to be able to enjoy that money.
Yeah, I don't think he try to get in the... Saul, that boy 1-2, man. Nah, man. Floyd, don't do it, champ. Don't do it, champ. You got anything else, Vito, before we get out of here?
No, that's it.
We like to shout everybody out for tuning in. Again, if this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor. Hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. If you're on your cell phone, hit the hype button. Make sure you hit the share button. Share it with a friend or family member. Again, people, it's your boy Brown. I appreciate you for tuning in. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C-note. We holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.